All right. Welcome to the 8th episode of the Talking Ball podcast. Will here alongside Kyle.
Has it really been 2 months now?
2 months? Really?
Dang.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely been a whirlwind for sure.
We started this right before the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Luckily, we actually have some baseball news to talk about.
We actually do have baseball news. But yeah, it's typical start to the off season for baseball. There hasn't been a whole lot except for obviously what we're going to talk about here in just a second, but we're just still a few weeks out away from the winter meetings, and that's usually when a lot of things typically tend to go down for free agents and other teams looking to splurge on trying to bring in a big contract player. But definitely is something that we'll have to look out for. But like you said, we just in the last 4 days we had one pretty big blockbuster trade, and we also had another, not as big of a trade that broke this morning. But
Yep.
I think we can start with the big blockbuster trade.
Yep.
Which broke over the weekend, I believe, where the Texas Rangers decided to send Marcus Semien to the New York Mets in exchange for Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah, I think that's a decent trade for both. The Mets get their second baseman they've been looking for years. How long he's going to last, though, that's up to Semien alone.
Right.
I was not aware. I thought when the Mets traded for Semien that they would be acquiring more money in terms of getting rid of Nimmo's contract, but it's actually the opposite. Nimmo not only has more years left on his deal, but Semien has, I think, like a few million less. So the Mets save like $5 million with this trade. Because Nimmo signed a 5-year, it was like $162 million deal.
Yeah.
He's got 5 more years left on the deal because I believe it was an 8-year extension. So the Rangers not only take on that contract, but then now they have their center fielder for a little bit to help complement Wyatt Langford and hopefully Evan Carter once he bounces back.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good outfield tandem. And then for the Mets, they finally have their foil for Lindor, a recent Gold Glove second baseman, and Marcus Semien. I believe that's his second in a row.
Yeah.
He's really come around as a defensive whiz. I think he's always been, though. But yeah, good value for both trades. I think any pundits or analysts would both give the trade for both teams like a B, like
probably
trade for necessary needs. They're team friendly contract. Well, I wouldn't say team friendly contracts, but they're good contracts. Mm-hmm. Like the Mets have Semien for 3 more years, and they don't have to swallow as much money. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that's going to end up. But now they need to figure out what to do at first base still.
The Rangers or the Mets?
The Mets.
Oh, the Mets.
Yeah, the
Mets. Right, because the whole Pete Alonso thing.
Yeah, because the Mets.
Well, assuming that they don't bring back Pete Alonso.
There's no chance. I'm still putting my money on it. He's going to take the subway down to Queens.
Really?
That's my guess. Because Paul Goldschmidt's a free agent. I don't know if they're going to bring him back. He's just kind of going to become bench piece.
You mean the Bronx?
Oh, yeah, I said, whoops. I meant the Bronx.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mets fans. Yeah, no, he's going to become a Yankee because Paul Goldschmidt's free agent. I don't think the Yankees are going to bring him back.
That would be weird. Where if you're in New York and you're a New York sports fan, and you go from the former most prized possession with the Yankees, Juan Soto, he became a Yankee trader, went to the Mets, and then now what you're saying potentially.
Oh, if Alonso does the same thing.
Becoming a Met trader and going to the Yankees. That would be very interesting.
That would be funny. It's just like
you get plenty of booze any time that the Mets and Yankees would play.
It's just,
no matter where it would be.
Yeah, it's just too perfect if you ask me. Like, obviously, like the Diamondbacks or the Padres can maybe try to open up the wallets for Alonso, but I feel like the Yankees will keep trying to outbid them.
Yeah.
So eventually, I feel like the Yankees are gonna win out on him, unless they're going for like Tucker. Oh, there's another foil with that Brandon Nimmo trade. talks of Cody Bellinger signing with the Mets are opening up to have him become the center fielder,
Interesting.
which I think is an interesting idea. Bellinger's not the spry chicken he used to be, but
Yeah.
he's still a really good defender. But I don't know if I'd want him in center field.
Well, I've been seeing some stuff where people are talking about, these potential reunions where like, oh, possibly would Cody Bellinger want to go back to the Dodgers? Would possibly Justin Turner, who's, probably, his time's winding down as a big league player, maybe would he want to go back to LA?
He did announce that he is not done. He will be coming back for 2026
Yeah.
at age 42.
So,
Or is he only 40?
I don't know, but he still has a red beard.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it is very interesting. And when, that's just the way my mind works. I hear things and things come to mind. I also remember seeing that because last week there were a bunch of non-tenders.
Yep.
And probably two of the biggest surprises came from the Rangers.
Yeah.
Where Adolis Garcia and Jonah Heim were both non-tendered, which is, that's a pretty substantial news because they're, they're all-stars.
Yeah, like
They wouldn't have won the World Series without either of those guys.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, and this makes the Nimmo trade make a lot more sense. So like if Nimmo's going to like right field or center field, then at least they fill the hole with a more productive at least hitter and fielder because like I really liked Garcia when he first arrived. Like he obviously made a big impact for the Rangers. Like they don't win a World Series without him specifically, and Jonah Heim as well. But yeah, it's just like ever since the World Series, Adolis just been going slowly declining. It happens to every great journeyman, but
he definitely is a journeyman. He's been around.
Yeah, but he's going on, I think, on like 34, and he's done like he's a league average hitter. I think he hit like 246 with like 19 home runs and like 70 something RBIs. Like those are okay stats, but not what you expect from a power hitting like DH or outfielder.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly the non-tendering makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense is the non-tendering of Jonah Heim. I don't know who the Rangers have behind him. I can't think of a catcher who's like in the wings for the Rangers right now. Like I'd have to look at their prospect list and see. But yeah, the Jonah Heim thing is a little interesting. Thinking maybe the Giants could swipe him as like the backup catcher.
Yeah, well,
like that would not be a bad get.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, talking about the Giants and catchers, they did just DFA Andrew Kisner, who was their primary backup this past season.
Yep.
And while I'm thinking about it, the Giants also made, obviously it's not a big move in any way, but they did pick up Joey Wiemer, I think off waivers.
Yeah, from the Marlins.
In exchange for cash.
Yeah,
but it's just another outfielder.
Yeah, I'm wondering if actually Posey has
outfielding depth is never a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Posey has a plan for Wiemer. Like he could be a player that could potentially be on like the opening day roster.
Well, he'll be at spring training. He'll play in a lot of games, and then maybe they'll assign him to AAA Sacramento.
Yeah, because he is a really good defensive outfielder. I'm thinking if that's maybe like a little threat to Jung-Hoo Lee, because I think Jung-Hoo Lee definitely needs to improve.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like Joey Wiemer could easily slot in as a opening day center fielder for another team if he if he can hit. So I'm thinking that Posey might be trying to light a fire under Jung-Hoo Lee. So
maybe
hey, no job is safe no matter what. Like your status, get your butt in gear.
Yeah, and then one of the other trades that just actually broke this morning that we found out that the St. Louis Cardinals traded Sonny Gray to the Boston Red Sox. All I saw is that Gray was going to the Red Sox. I didn't see what the return was.
So the full return came out. So Sonny Gray is going to the Red Sox along with cash. For the Cardinals, they get, I believe,
minor leaguers.
Yeah, they get their, right-handed pitcher Richard Fitz and Boston's fifth ranked prospect Brandon Clark.
Ooh, fifth-ranked prospect.
Yep. According to Ken Rosenthal, his contract is being reworked for his 2026 salary to be $31 million plus a $10 million mutual option for 2027.
Okay.
And Sonny Gray waived his no trade clause to approve this deal.
I did see that.
So seems like Sonny Gray senses something in St. Louis. Like they might be starting to finally rebuild, because it also sounds like they're working on trying to sell off everybody. Like Alec Burleson, Donovan, Arenado, like everybody.
Yeah.
Like they traded Ryan Helsley and all those guys for a reason.
That's true. But it is interesting that I think this might be a sign that pitchers are going to be at a premium this offseason.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of people have expressed the need for extra pitching,
starting pitching.
Yeah, which leads me into this next thing that I wanted to get your thoughts on. Obviously, we know that there are a handful of Japanese ball players that at this point have been posted and have until the beginning of January to sign. One of those guys is a pitcher. I think we talked about him, Tetsuya Imai.
Mr. Imai. Oh, are you saying the quote that he had?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I want to talk about that. This is kind of going viral. I think he was getting interviewed for something. He was on some show or whatever. And, obviously, it wasn't a shock when somebody brought up the Dodgers and the fact that they have all those Japanese superstars. And I think when Imai was asked about the Dodgers, he said something along the lines of like, I want nothing but only to beat those guys.
Yep, he said he would rather beat the Dodgers than join them.
Yep.
Just so he can get the upper hand on like his old Japanese teammates.
Yep.
Which I think is incredible. So
yeah, well, and the Giants have been one of the teams that have been strongly linked to Imai so far.
Like I feel like that could reignite the rivalry so fast.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would definitely be very interesting.
Like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like even if I can also see him ending up on the Padres potentially.
Maybe.
Like the Padres, I know, are gunning for the Dodgers harder than the Giants are right now.
Oh yeah. Well, the Giants want to do the same thing.
Yeah, Padres fans are a little more upfront about what they want to
do. The Padres' wounds are still healing compared to the Giants' wounds for the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because the Padres still, I think, have to continue shedding money, which means that I don't think they're going to be heavy spenders in the off season. So
yeah, and their owners are considering selling.
Yeah, so probably not a lot of work for the Padres this offseason, so don't be surprised if they don't make many moves again. Like last year, their only move was Nick Pivetta. I'm like, it was a good signing, but that's literally all they did.
Didn't they re-sign Pivetta to a 1-year deal?
No, it was a 4-year deal. It's like $65 million.
Oh, okay.
So they got him for cheap, but that's all they can really afford.
Yeah.
Like they can't afford a big deal like $100+ million because they're locked into Bogarts, they're locked into Tatis, they're locked into Machado. Yeah. Like
they've already spent those millions on them.
Yeah, they wanna forget about that.
Yeah.
And also Yu Darvish is still on the books for
I know.
3 more years. Yeah, Padres are just gonna have to if their window closes in the next year or two, then yeah, I don't know what to tell them. They might be going back to 2015.
It'll be interesting.
Padres.
But it is when you see somebody with that high of provenance and talking about Imai saying about that with the Dodgers, it'll open your eyes.
Yeah,
especially if you're a Giants fan. So it is pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of Japanese, real quick. Obviously, this is no surprise, but we did officially see that Ohtani is playing for Team Japan in the WBC. That's not surprising. I'm assuming Yamamoto and Sasaki will join him eventually. Yeah. Team Japan will definitely be the team to beat. It's lining up to be America versus Japan again, but I don't think it will be.
Really?
I think Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic might make a charge this year.
Yeah, I did just see that Salvador Perez is going to be the captain for Team Puerto Rico, right? No, Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic. Yeah, I also saw. I don't think we ever talked about it, but he got extended right before the season ended. He will be
Salvi Perez.
Yeah, he got I believe a 2-year, $34 million extension with the Royals, so he will be a Royal for at least 2 more seasons, which
likely would be.
which will probably be his last seasons in the MLB.
Do you think he's on Hall of Fame track?
I don't know. That's a good question. Like he's always been like a solid catcher.
He's been one of the upper tier catchers.
Yeah,
offensively.
Defensively,
he hit 40 home runs just a couple of years ago.
I think he had like 50 something home runs a few years ago.
Yeah,
like he had the record for home runs by a catcher before Cal Raleigh had this season. Like I don't know what to think of him. I think he's all very good. He just doesn't have like the accolades on him. He does have a World Series and a World Series MVP, but I think that's about it, and like a few Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers.
Yeah.
I don't know if that gets you into the Hall of Fame nowadays, but who knows now?
Who knows? But I didn't know that Salvi Perez got extended.
Yeah, he got extended like a few weeks ago.
That is interesting. But I was also seeing that it's not official yet, but apparently from what I hear, that Logan Webb is nearing an announcement to saying that he will play for Team USA.
That would be a huge boost for the pitching.
Yeah,
for Team USA,
he was on.
Sure.
I think he was on Chris Rose's podcast recently. Or don't quote me on that. I don't know, but he was on something where he was talking about it. But I don't think it would be a huge shocker if he were to announce that.
I think we only had like one pitcher announcer playing for Team America so far, and that's Boston reliever Garrett Whitlock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He announced he's playing for Team USA. I think that's literally all they've gotten so far in terms of pitching.
And I know so far it's like we're looking at Judge, Bobby Witt, Raleigh,
that might
potentially
be
Logan Webb, but it's still really it's still ways away.
Yeah, and of course all the Latin American players, they're going to go play for their countries.
Oh yeah,
obviously like Juan Soto, Lindor, Julio. Mm-hmm. They're all going to play for Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So
that'll be very interesting.
I'd say if America's actually serious about winning the WBC again, they probably want to invest in better pitching.
Yeah.
So like if you can nudge Max Fried or something, or Garrett Crochet, be like, hey, want to play a month before the season starts?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, the World Baseball Classic is always great because you get to see not only the games that get played here in America, but like when they play the games over in Japan or Korea over there, like those fans go nuts. I think one day it would be really fun to like go to a baseball game like in Japan or Korea, because those atmospheres they look really cool.
Yeah, I do plan on wanting to go to like a baseball game in Japan one of these days in my life. Like the atmosphere is really cool. I got a buddy who went to Japan over the summer this year and said like the baseball field is amazing. Like the atmosphere is electric. Like even if you don't know baseball is like a religion almost in Japan.
Yeah.
Like you can't not live in Japan without knowing like certain baseball players.
Yeah. I just recently wrote an article for context. I'm a sports writer for the Sonoma State Star. It's the on-campus newspaper at Sonoma State University. And I just recently wrote an article about Shohei Ohtani and how what he's done has, transcended sports as a whole. But I wrote a little bit about a lot of the Japanese baseball star power that we all know in Major League Baseball that has come out of Japan. And it is very fascinating to look at a lot of those names, but especially now with a lot of the Japanese ball players that are becoming extremely relevant, where for the longest time it seemed like it was only Ichiro Suzuki and Yu Darvish, but now obviously the Dodgers steal the show, but there's also Shota Imanaga and Kodai Senga, and so it is very interesting. And as we were talking about earlier, there will be likely a handful more Japanese ball players new to Major League Baseball this year. And so that'll be very interesting to see.
Yeah, you can't forget about the KBO players too.
Oh, yeah, KBO players. Yep. So that'll be very interesting to see. I did want to shift gears a little bit. Last week, and this... this is a part of sports that a lot of people find boring and they could care less about, but I find it interesting in how it all works. Um, TV broadcasting rights for obviously for
Yes.
all of our major sports. Um, as you know, you're looking at the NFL, and every NFL game is on national TV, but it's split up into different TV markets. So, for those who don't know how the NFL works, say you live in New York City, and the New York Giants and the New York Jets are playing at the same like on the same day on a Sunday. You'll be able to watch both of those games because that is part of those two teams' home TV market. Whereas if neither of those teams are playing on a national primetime game, which would be Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night football, you wouldn't be able to watch those teams if you don't live in those team-specific TV markets unless you have like NFL Plus, which is the extra subscription thing where you can watch out-of-market games. So, and so the NFL is the only prominent professional sports league in America that I know that does it like that. But then all the other major sports, NHL, NBA, getting into MLB, it's all based on regional TV networks and things like that, where you live. Let's just say you live in LA. If you pay for TV, you'll be able to watch the Dodgers, the Angels, the Lakers, the Kings, the Ducks, and things like that, locally, just like that. And then you won't be able to watch any of the other teams. That's just how sports TV broadcasting works. But what I wanted to get into was that Major League Baseball just announced this past week a new 3-year television rights broadcasting deal between three of the major TV powerhouses: NBC, ESPN, and Netflix.
Yeah, and I have the stipulations on here right now. So Netflix gets the rights to opening night with the Giants versus the Yankees. They also are hosting the Home Run Derby. And then they have the Field of Dreams games on August 13th with the Phillies and the Twins. And then NBC, I guess they hadn't done a baseball games in 25 years, which I had not thought of.
NBC in the 90s, it was always Bob Costas and a bunch of other broadcasters that would broadcast a lot of the primetime games. And NBC used to do the World Series. They did primetime baseball from the 40s through the end of the 90s.
Yeah,
so.
It says Sunday Night Baseball and all wildcard games exclusively on NBC and Peacock. MLB Sunday Leadoff is on Peacock. All-Star Week coverage will be on NBC, including the draft and the futures game. And then special events, including primetime matchups on opening day and Labor Day. And then ESPN, I still am on the fence about them posting games on ESPN.
The new situation with ESPN is probably the most interesting.
I think ESPN is a joke. But they will air a 30-game package each season on ESPN platforms, which means you can probably watch 2 games at the same time.
Yeah.
Fans will be able to purchase MLB TV through the ESPN app to watch their favorite team. So you won't have to worry about the local
restrictions.
Yeah. And then exclusive broadcasts of second half opener and the Little League Classic. They always had the Little League Classic, though, so that's nothing new. And then finally, Fox and TBS and Apple TV. Fox will continue doing the playoff series, the All-Star Game, and the World Series, of course.
That doesn't change.
And other special events. TBS will continue their thing of doing the wild card and the division and championship series.
Yeah.
And then Apple TV will continue to stream Friday night baseball doubleheaders, and then MLB Network will get their award shows and their live look-ins at games during the season.
Yeah. So really the only new stuff is Netflix, NBC, and ESPN.
I find it gutsy that they put the Home Run Derby on Netflix, but not the All-Star Game with it.
Well, because the Home Run Derby is, that's a show. I put that in quotes because it's the home run derby, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's
how
not. Yeah, the All-Star game is still the All-Star game where they've been doing the All-Star game for over 100 years. But it's it's definitely interesting because as we've seen, all sports in general have shifted towards, well, the whole TV industry is shifting towards streaming, but sports is really trying to cling on to that because sports has always, professional sports, college sports, whatever, any televised sports has always thrived on like basic cable TV channels, right? And that's how it's always been done.
yeah, everyone's pulling the plug.
Yeah, well, people are pulling the plug, but now we're seeing all of these new DTC services. DTC stands for direct to consumer services that allow you to subscribe to a TV service for one price where you get to watch all your sports. And so Kyle, you were just mentioning MLB TV, which is Major League Baseball's direct to consumer subscription service, where you can pay a monthly price to watch every out of market game, every out of market baseball game. And there are also separate subscriptions through MLB TV, where if you live in, there are certain TV markets that allow you to do this, and one of them is here in the San Francisco Bay Area, where you can pay a subscription to watch the San Francisco Giants or the A's, and those would be two separate subscriptions. But you can do that but you have to live in your team's TV market. So I think the Giants, the A's, the Dodgers, the Mets, on top of all of the other teams where that have Major League Baseball produce their TV. So, and those are like the
Twins,
the Padres, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and now the Mariners. I saw.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm
under that umbrella.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Then that means that's like the only feasible option for people to watch their local teams now with MLB TV, or like the most reliable method.
Yeah, if you wanna, if you mainly stream, yes, but there are still ways that you can pay for basic pay TV where you can still get your team's channels, because for example, like with the Giants, they still play on NBC Sports Bay Area, and that's an actual TV channel that you can get with a participating pay TV provider.
Yeah.
But along with that comes the fact that all people want to do is watch sports, and if all they want is just sports alone, then they can get it through MLB TV or the new ESPN Unlimited thing, where you can watch any ESPN sporting event, whether it's on any of its linear networks or on ESPN Plus, which is the subscription. But it is definitely very interesting. I think one of the things that intrigues me is how NBC now is like the major player in the main American professional sports leagues, where now obviously they have NFL with Sunday Night Football, which is always the biggest primetime game of each week, and of course NBC has the Super Bowl this year. They also now are doing the NBA on NBC is back after 25, 30 years, where there are now games on NBC and Peacock this year. And then now we were just talking about how Major League Baseball is coming back to NBC starting in the 2026 season for at least 3 years. So NBC wants to get back into the sports game. I mean, they've always been in the sports game with obviously the Olympics. NBC has the North American television rights to any Olympic sporting events for the foreseeable future. And NBC has done the Olympics forever.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they were more on the path to trying to get like the big time events, but now I think they realize they need the smaller, like regular events like baseball and basketball. Like they need to be a little more diverse again.
And that's what they're doing. But then and then obviously with Netflix, I mean, Netflix has been doing they've been doing fights
Yeah,
the last
UFC.
couple of years,
They,
or some of the major Mike Tyson, Logan Paul.
yeah, they've been doing a bunch of like pay-per-view fights.
Yeah, the Canelo fight recently, and
They've also been doing, I believe, NASCAR.
Netflix doing NASCAR.
Maybe I might be wrong about that. But
That's
they're trying to stream live games now, like
Yeah.
you said. Like this week, there's going to be a football game on Netflix for the first time ever,
No, it's the Black Friday Prime game.
or whatever. that
Netflix is doing Christmas Day. They did Christmas Day last year
Oh yeah, I
for the
don't remember.
NFL.
I remember it didn't work very well last year because
Yeah, there were like streaming issues and
and
it
it
kept glitching out.
yeah, it kept crashing.
Yeah.
But hopefully this year they fix that. I believe this year it's Baltimore versus Detroit.
On Christmas Day?
That might be Thanksgiving, actually. I'm
No,
not sure. Or Black
Thanksgiving.
Friday. That might be them on Black Friday.
No, Thanksgiving. Detroit is playing the Packers.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Mhm.
I can't wait for Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's a good transition to talk about our team. Huh?
Yeah. The 49ers still through it all, injuries, on and off the field,
Oh, yeah.
drama.
I realized...
They are 8-4.
I realized Tatum Bethune got hurt
Did he really?
last week. Yeah, like...
Did he play last night?
No, he's out for a while. I forgot what he did, but yeah, it sounds like he's going to be out for a while.
Well, yeah. In case you didn't catch it, the 49ers played on Monday Night Football last night against the Carolina Panthers, who, let's be real, they're not as bad as of a team as they've been in the past years. I mean, they're above 500.
Yeah, they're figuring.
If they would have
things
won
out.
last night, they would have been tied in their division for first place. But,
No, they would have been in first place.
they would have been in sole first place.
Yep.
But yeah, so the 49ers won 20-9. It was their defense that allowed them to win.
Yeah, they won in spite of
Brock
the
Purdy.
offense throwing 3 picks in the
Little shaky.
first half. And like, I get it. Your team has to, like, your teammates are going to defend you when you make 3 interceptions regardless.
Right.
I will say one of them was for sure just a good defensive play by J.C. Horn. He had 2 of those interceptions.
So did on the other side.
Yeah.
Jair
Brown.
had 2 picks. One of them was, I was listening to a recap of the game last night. It was the one in the end zone.
One in the end zone
I
was
didn't.
good.
That was, he just plucked that one out of the air. I didn't really
Yep.
get a chance to watch much of the game last night because I was busy. But
Yeah, his second interception technically should have been called back. People are saying that
did it not
Renardo
touch the ground?
Well, no. Renardo Green, who was covering the receiver, I think it was Coker.
Oh yeah.
He
Was he holding him or
yeah, Green was holding him technically, and that caused Brown to be able
get
to
in?
to cross over and
Yeah.
get the ball out of his hands.
Well,
But
nonetheless,
I think they would have won regardless.
two picks for Jair Brown.
Yep.
I think that's the most he's had in a game. But yeah, and then obviously on the offensive side of things, McCaffrey was McCaffrey. He got plenty of touches.
Yeah, and
He
Kittle
got a
had
touchdown.
Kittle had a good
Kittle
game.
had a great game. Juwan Jennings had a touchdown.
Yeah.
But,
Speaking of Juwan Jennings,
Yeah. At the towards the end of the game, I think it was
I forgot his name.
it was like Morig or something was his last name.
yeah,
on
Morteg
the-
or something.
Yeah, on the Panthers. Took a pretty cheap shot at Juwan Jennings at his midsection, and at the end of the game, Juwan Jennings was on the hunt for that guy.
Yep.
And
And confronted him.
It looked like it took 5 or 6 Niner people to hold him back.
Yeah, it took a bunch of him and like his staff.
was-
Like they literally tackled him to the ground to make sure it wasn't. He's probably going to get like a 1-game suspension, but I don't think he should because
Yeah.
he wasn't the instigator. He was just clapping back. Like what that guy did was ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
it's
He should get fined for that.
oh, he's definitely getting fined. He'll probably get suspended too. Like it's cut and dry. You literally see him punching
Yeah, right
Jennings
there.
in the balls. Like
Okay,
it's,
okay,
it's very like I'm being discreet. I'm being very upfront here. It was very blatant.
Yeah, you can't do that. But so
Yeah.
that was at the end of the game. But Brock
Yeah.
Purdy didn't have his best. He had 3 interceptions, which you don't
he
want to
was
see.
he was terrible.
Where it was on throws that he just lobbed up into right in the middle, in between the numbers, and he just kept those throws up in the air a little bit too long, and they were just those big floaters up in the air that the Panthers snagged out of the air, but nonetheless, they were able to power through to a 20-9 victory. 49ers are now 8-4,
Still in the playoff hunt.
5-1 in the division.
Yep. Somehow, with everything going on. Oh, yeah. Before we move on from the Niners game, I do want to point something funny out. So we all have that kids show. Remember Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
So everyone remembers Mr. Crocker, right?
I don't.
I was not aware he was a Niners fan. And he commented on KMBR's post from the final. He commented, "Ugly. Mac is the better QB right now, and Pearsall is boring. Wasted first-round pick, in my opinion." I was like, okay.
Oh, my goodness. Well, look.
I saw this, and it was like only a minute fresh, and I was like, you know what? I got to respond to this.
In Brock Purdy's defense, let me just say this. In Brock Purdy's defense, he was dealing with his shoulder, but his main issue was his toe. That's the kind of injury that doesn't go away in 3 weeks to a month.
Well,
that's gonna be lingering for the rest of the season.
Well, they said the toe is fine.
Well, he can say it's fine, but it might not be 100%.
Yeah.
Right, until he gets an extended amount of rest and rehab time.
And the same thing with Pearsall. Like it's hard to recover from get healthy knees.
Last night was his second game back from his knee, and he hasn't really done much.
Yeah, and then on top of that thing I was talking about earlier, with Mr. Crocker, I commented, "It must be the work of the front office, very godparents," and he liked it.
Oh, you liked the comment?
He liked my comment.
That's pretty cool.
I was like, hell yeah, Mr. Crocker. I guess he's a Bay Area native. I had no idea.
How about that?
Like, it was really funny. I had to make sure it was like the real person. I was like, yep, it was real.
That's like when, like, you know the band Smash Mouth?
Yeah.
They would comment on a lot of Giants stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Smash Mouth is the band that sings that song.
All Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Shrek one.
The Shrek one. It's in Shrek. Well, yeah, I just want to say, I just want to talk about something really quick before we wrap up this episode. I know you're not a huge college football guy, but for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Michigan fan. I've been brought up in University of Michigan sports because my dad is a U of M alum, along with my godfather. And this weekend, every year, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, the game, Michigan and Ohio State.
Oh, they're playing this Saturday? Oh,
yep.
You guys are going to get destroyed.
Okay. Hang on there.
You guys are going to get
destroyed.
On,
sir.
Let me finish.
Hang on. Always, every year, Saturday after Thanksgiving. The thing that sucks about it is that every year it's at, they play it, they kick off at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, which this is the kind of game, it needs to be like prime time night game. But both schools, like, they're like, no, we're never going to play a night game, which I don't know, which I don't understand why.
No. Because it's going to start snowing and it's going to get really cold.
And actually, now that you speak of it, it is expected to snow in Ann Arbor, in Michigan on Saturday, where the game's going to be played.
They're playing at Michigan?
At Michigan, at the Big House. Big House is the biggest stadium in North America. It's one of the biggest in the whole world. It can hold over 110,000 people. And, but yeah, this is, every year growing up, especially when I was much younger, all I knew is that when Michigan and Ohio State played each other in football, as a Michigan fan, you had to expect Michigan to lose. But that hasn't been the case the last 4 years. Michigan riding a 4-game winning streak on those bums from Ohio. Those guys from down there, they don't even have the guts to say the word M in any word. If you know about the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, every year on game week of the game, and they call it the game. It's what you call it.
Don't you mean they call it the gay?
No, shut up. And but they cross, if you go down into Ohio, especially in Columbus where Ohio State is, they cross out all the M's on any signs, anything. You're not allowed to say the word M or the letter M or any word that has the letter M in it. They cross out with a red X all over. You can look it up. I know it's ridiculous.
So am I supposed to like replace my M's with W's or something? And be like, why nay we Kyle.
Sure. Yeah. So the last 4 years, Michigan has beaten Ohio, where 3 of the last 4 games have resulted in Michigan going on to playing extra football, where in 2023 they beat Ohio State, went on to win their 3rd consecutive Big Ten title game, and wound up beating Alabama in overtime at the Rose Bowl, which I was fortunate enough to be at that game at the Rose Bowl, January 1st, 2024. Best sporting event I've ever been to. Michigan beat Alabama in overtime, and Michigan went on to win the national championship against Washington. And for all of you who believe that Michigan were cheaters, sure, you have the right to think whatever you want. But regardless of what you think, the University of Michigan will always be the 2023 national championships. The national champions. Perfect season 15-0. Kyle, if you look behind you, you'll see that flag on my wall. National champions.
I was going to
undisputed. So anyways, just getting into the game this year, it's once again Ohio State are lopsided favorites. Not as much as last year. Last year was the biggest upset of all time. Michigan was 6-6 at that game. They had just gone last year. Last year Michigan was terrible. They were just coming off their national championship. They lost everybody, including their head coach.
Got that hangover.
And Michigan did really had a quarterback last year, but somehow they were able to shock the world, and they went into Columbus. They played at Ohio State and held Ohio State to scoring 10 points, and Michigan won 13-10, which was remarkable. And just as a cherry on top, Michigan would go on to play Alabama in the ReliaQuest Bowl, and they beat them too. Michigan beat Alabama once again. But this year, the game Michigan-Ohio State will be played in Ann Arbor, full of crazy raucous Michigan fans and a bunch of sad Ohio State bums from down Ohio kind of going to come up, waste their time going to this game. And it's, like I said, once again, Ohio State, I think they're favored by 10.5, which when that line came out, it didn't really surprise me. I thought it was going to be like, Michigan would be like 10-point underdogs, even though it's being played in Ann Arbor. But Michigan is a much improved team compared to last year. They actually have a quarterback now with Bryce Underwood, who's a true freshman, just turned 18, I think, in August. And he was the number 1 overall recruit in the nation coming into this year. But I think the craziest thing about all this is that if Michigan is able to once again beat Ohio, there is a scenario where Michigan will be able to squeak into the Big Ten championship game, which that could be a whole different conversation about conference style games, whether they mean as much as they did in recent years compared to now. But it'll be an interesting game for sure. Even for me, every time that Michigan plays Ohio State, I always have to assume that Ohio State's probably going to win. So I'm 100%. I'm not saying that there's no chance that Michigan can win. I think Michigan can put everything together in front of their home fans with if the fans can be really loud on Saturday and maybe cause a handful of delay games or false starts to the Ohio State offense, that'd be great. So anyways, just had to get that off my chest. That was a long tangent.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's the one time year that Michigan and Ohio State get to play each other in football.
Somebody's got somebody definitely know what you're doing this weekend.
Oh yeah. Every Saturday after Thanksgiving, got the Christmas tree up, and you got Michigan Ohio State on the TV.
Well, what was the Ohio State beat their last opponent by 42 points last weekend?
Well, something like that. Ohio State is the number 1 team in the country. They're 11-0.
For a reason.
Yeah.
Ryan Day, I'm pretty sure
crying Ryan Day.
He's got a plan. I'm pretty sure for Michigan. I feel like
I see you. I see which side you're on.
That's
okay. That's all right.
I don't obviously I don't pay as much attention to college football as you do, but From what I know,
I
Ohio
was born
State.
into this rivalry, sir.
I was born in it, molded by it.
Yep, pretty much.
But yeah, if anything, I just go for the hot hand, which is definitely Ohio State, because I don't think anybody has come
Ohio
close
State,
to. I don't think anyone's come
whether
close to beating them.
whether Ohio wins or loses the game on Saturday, they're still probably going to be
Number
the
one,
top favorite to win the national title. I know they still are.
Yeah, because if they even had a game where it's been like remotely close yet, like didn't they destroy Alabama and Oregon?
They're only the only game that Ohio State has had this year that really has been close was week 1 when at the time Ohio State was number 2 and Texas was number 1, and they hosted Texas, and Ohio State beat Texas, I think 14-7.
Yeah, and look at Texas now.
That was brutal for Texas.
Yeah, remember the whole Arch Manning Heisman winner?
Whole different conversation. If we had a college sports podcast, we'd have so much stuff to talk about.
I thought Shedeur Sanders was overrated.
Well, that's a whole nother thing.
Speaking of which, the Niners get to face him next week.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders got named the starting quarterback for the Browns,
though
Dylan Gabriel is healthy.
Yeah, I don't want to be such a downer on like a upstart rookie who, like, I guess won the first career start in his first start in the franchise history for the Browns, which is crazy. But I genuinely hope Shedeur Sanders flops.
Well, we shall see. I'm sure that Dion will be there because it's going to be in Cleveland. The game, of course, he is. Shedeur's first game was the Browns were just in Vegas on Sunday.
Yeah, and that defense is absolutely terrifying. Like Myles Garrett's is a man on a mission right now.
Yeah, he could. Who knows? He may win another DPOY.
You got to start thinking he's like working his way towards MVP. Like he's been that dominant so far. Like
only if the 49ers had a defensive player that was as good as him. Like that doesn't get hurt.
Like his last 6 games, I believe he has accrued 13 sacks total, which is insane.
Well, I don't follow the Browns, so
yeah,
I just know that Myles Garrett is pretty good. So we will see what happens as we get closer to the Major League Baseball winter meetings.
Yeah, I'm expecting. Oh yeah, one thing we didn't notice is I think one of the weeks, I think it was last week, we were talking about like the owners meetings and stuff and the GMs meeting. I was not aware. Like literally the next day last week, the owners meetings were starting that week.
Really?
Yeah, so they already happened from last Tuesday to Thursday. I don't know. It doesn't sound like anything happened. I don't think they want anything to know if anything.
For like a potential new collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to release anything from there. But I think it is interesting to keep your eye on it, see if any owners let something slip.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Time will tell.
Because, I think there is some beef with owners and certain owners. Like the Seidlers are probably looking at the Dodgers just like,
we already talked about it. The rich owners.
Yeah, it's like you guys are the reason we're losing money.
All kinds of stuff. All right. Well, we will see you guys on the next one.